Difference broadcast. We've started the broadcast since July 8, and we're going to July 28, our 21 days open heavens prayer and fasting session. I want to believe, God, that you've gained so much, and I trust that you're beginning to see more and more why you need to make a difference, and that you also are equipped to make a difference. Today, let's take a step further and see how we can make a difference as the light of God. There's a very interesting story in the book of 1 Samuel chapter 17. It's the story of David and Goliath. The crux of the story is that there was a problem, and Goliath was the problem. And no one seems to know what to do. No one seems to want to do anything about it. Everyone was making specific excuses why they couldn't take on Goliath, why they couldn't take on the problem. And most soldiers were just running away from confronting Goliath. And oftentimes, life is like that. Life is dotted here and there with one problem, with one challenge or the other. Some of those problems might be as huge as Goliath's issue. Some of them may be not. But then there's one thing that's certain. We will always encounter problems. We will always encounter challenges. But what you don't want to do is to run away from these problems. You don't want to avoid them. Now, I get it, avoiding problems and navigating around them is a natural instinct. And sometimes it might be logical for us to navigate around these problems and say, well, I don't want to take it on. But then, that is if you want to remain a mediocre all the days of your life. But I believe that the reason why you are watching this broadcast is because you have made up your mind that you want to make a difference in your lifetime. You want to make a difference in your generation. You want to make a difference in your career. You want to make a difference wherever you found yourself or you are located. So if that is the case, then you must do what David did. Over in 1 Samuel chapter 17 verse 22, David stood before the king, King Saul, and said, don't worry. Don't worry about the Philistine. I will go and fight this Philistine. In other words, David said, don't worry. I will take up this challenge. I will take up this problem, and I will solve it. I want you to just think about that for a moment. David said, don't worry. Dear king, don't worry. Don't bother yourself. I will tackle this problem. And David did and made a difference. And the difference he made is still having positive effect till date. So at your office, my brothers and sisters, when there's a problem, when there's a challenge, you should be able to say to your boss, boss, don't worry. I got this. In the church, if you see a problem, if you see a challenge, you should be able to tell your pastor. You should be able to tell your group leader. I said, don't worry. I got this. I will tackle it, and I will solve the problem. And when you solve the problem, you're going to make a difference wherever you find yourself. So you can make a difference by doing something about a challenge, by doing something about a need, by doing something about a problem around you, in your family, in your church, in your neighborhood, among your friends. You can do something. Now, I want to encourage you today, don't join the company of those who only complain, but you just go and do something about it. Don't join the company of those who condemn those who don't do anything, but yet themselves don't do anything, but just do something about the problem that you face or that you can see. Don't ignore or leave the problem or the challenge for others to do like most people always do. No, just do something about the challenge. You can make a difference when you tackle problems, when you tackle challenges, when you solve problems in people's life, in the family life, in your church, in your community. That's my encouragement for you today, this 8th day. So be the it in your family. Be the it in your church. Be the it in your community. David was the it in his family. David was the it in his nation. And David was the it in the Christian faith. I always tell people in the church, when somebody comes with me as a pastor, somebody comes and says, Pastor, I noticed this challenge, I noticed this problem, and I feel this is what we can do. I always tell them, when you come with that challenge, you are the it. Go and do something about it. So this way, I want you to make sure that you make a difference where you are working, where you are fellowshipping in your family, and do something about the challenge you see. I know you might be thinking, what if I don't have what it takes to fix the problem? That's what the soldiers thought too. That's why they were all running away from it. That's why they were all avoiding it. But through these days, they had what David had to fix the problem. I mean, let us look at them. Even the soldiers had much, much more than David to tackle Goliath in those days. They have the tactics, they have the techniques, they have the training, and David didn't have any of this. All David had in tackling that challenge or that Goliath issue was that at one time in his life, he killed a lion and he killed a bear. But guess what? Both David and the soldiers had something. David knew it, but they don't know it. God was with David. So I want you to understand this. God is with you. And that's why tackle a problem. Take up a challenge nobody wants to tackle, a problem nobody wants to deal with. When you solve that problem, then you begin to make a difference. That is how God has made you. You are meant to make a difference. And you can do it by tackling a challenge and solving it. Thank you for listening. And I'm hoping to have you watch next broadcast tomorrow. And don't forget to share this on your social media with your friends, with your circle, with your colleague. And I'd love to hear your response, your questions, and even your suggestions also. And once again, join us for our annual Dominion Conference. It's coming up Sunday, August 4th to Sunday, August 11th, 2019. These are 8 wonderful days of teaching, of fellowshipping, and of a great time in the presence of the Lord. May the Lord bless you, and bye. I will see you tomorrow, date 9, for the Make a Difference broadcast. God bless you. Bye.